So I've been debating Dragon Ball Z comics since the late 90s. Yes, I'm really that old. That's why none of the Goofku scalers stand a chance against me, because I have almost 30 plus years of reading, watching, and talking about Dragon Ball Z. I'm pushing 40 years old, and most of the Goofkus are in their teens or early 20s and have no clue what they're talking about.
You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you.
They never read the manga. There's no way they read almost 800, 900 chapters of these mangas, never watched all the episodes. They're only here to try to get social status among their friends groups, usually that have very, very severe psychological problems and no ethics, because their parents never taught them how to not lie to other people. They think lying is totally fine, and it's totally fine to rage bait people, and it's totally fine to harass people, lie about them, defame them, all because of their home lives sucking to the point that they have no other things to do but go online to the worst communities possible and engage with them and become a part of them and fuse them. And they do the fusion dance with the cesspit group online. That's why I call them Goofkus, because they have no clue what they're talking about. There's only 4 galaxies in the entire Dragon Ball Z cosmology, because that's what the guidebook said, that's what the author said, that's what Whis, Goku, and King Kai said, and we also see it in the Zeno's orbs when they're at the palace. Only 4 galaxies, but how big are the galaxies? Well, there's proof that there's only about 10 light-year wide galaxies in the Dragon Ball universe. We know this because of Popo and Bulma's test flight way back in the Namek saga. When they take this ship out for a test flight, it makes it to Jupiter in 5 seconds. From the Earth to Jupiter in 5 seconds is about 512 times light speed, which happens to be the exact same speed of Warp 8 in Star Trek, and Star Trek and Star Wars are Akira Toriyama's favorite fictional sci-fi franchises, along with Aliens 2, and maybe even Blade Runner. I heard a theory about that as well. But he made the ships just as fast as the original Enterprise in Star Trek. So it's 512 times light speed for 34 days. However, when Bulma and Gohan and Krillin were out in the ship traveling to Namek, there was a 1-day loss where they met some kids in space, and they were taking weird routes. They were not going in a straight line. It took them 34 days squiggling through the galaxy to try to get to Namek. And so when you look at this objectively from the source material, in a straight line from the Earth to wherever Namek is, it would take far less than 34 days. Again, I think Bulma said it was a 15-day trip around a dangerous part of wherever they were flying through, and also there was a 1-day loss, so 16 of those days are roughly ejected off of the trip if it were just a straight line. They didn't travel in a straight line. Bulma said that they were traveling around dangerous spots, and some spots they could go through, like this weird nebula that was dangerous, but that apparently wasn't as dangerous as all the other things that Bulma was trying to avoid en route. So it was 34 days while avoiding all of that stuff. Now, when you take this into account, it was 34 days in total after the kids told them that there's a shortcut. So the original trip was going to take much longer than 34 days. So in a straight line to Namek from the Earth, it would take way less than 34 days. Where does Namek exist on the cosmology map? We don't know. So let's use the best possible scenario to make the galaxy as big as possible. We know the Earth from the guidebook and the source material is on the edge of the North Galaxy, and it shares a border with the Otherworld, meaning literally the Earth is one of the closest places to the Otherworld. The edge of the entire mortal universe shares a border with the Otherworld, and Earth is located right on that border. So if we take that opposite and we go to the opposite end of the North Galaxy, the best possible place to place Namek in the North Galaxy, that makes the trip the longest distance, okay? Basic math, basic science here. So if it took them less than 34 days to make that trip at 512 times light speed, that makes the entire North Galaxy the biggest possible it could be, a 10 light year wide span. Now we know there's only 4 galaxies and they're all the same size, so multiply that by 4, you get 40. Why is it 40? It's also confirmed elsewhere in the guidebook that says the otherworld is the same physical measured size of the mortal realm, and the entire otherworld is illuminated by one giant sun. And if we go look at what the biggest sun is ever recorded by science in our universe, it just so happens to have a lux light value reach of exactly 10 light years. So if you place that sun in between 4 galaxies in the Dragon Ball universe, it will light up all of them. That's why the other world is only 40 light years wide as well, because it's the same physical measured size as the mortal realm. It's 40 light years wide. It's double and triple confirmed. Goofkus hate this. They don't look into anything, and they hate that I show this and say this to others. That's why I get attacked so much, and that's why my videos only get 200 or 300 or 400 views, and other people who lie and make up nonsense get thousands and thousands of views, because they're getting upvotes and the algorithm keeps those videos and views going to other people. Mine get downvoted for telling the truth. That's why I'm always and forever will be stuck at 300 to 400 views. So the way you fix that is to share the videos, comment positively on my videos, share them around to as many people as you can, watch them, and let people know that I'm showing you the actual facts from the source material. And I'm not making any headcanon up. There are no lies here. There's no fan fiction. There's no headcanon. I'm not making anything up. I'm literally reading off the guidebook and showing you what the source material said. 10 light year wide galaxies.